We have finally gotten the results to the Raw Queen of the Ring with between Lyra Valkyria and Io Sky. And man, that was a pretty good match. They got a lot of time in my opinion. That was probably the second longest match on the show, and I
Mhm.
thought it was a pretty good one. Now, the results, I'm a little bit surprised. Kiro, go on ahead and let me know what do you think about this, sir?
I liked it. I mean, this was another great match by Io Sky last week or a week before that. I don't remember exactly. She had another long match, and that match was good as well. Like, basically, Io Sky's best work on the main roster, I'd say, has been one of her best, work has been in these, last few weeks. So good for her. And I really thought that she would be moving on. But, when she won the championship, she was booked really weekly. So I guess I saw it continue onto the King or Queen of the Ring tournament as well, but I didn't think that they would really knock her down this much, to be honest with you. This is kind of crazy. The fact that Io Sky lost this match as well, I mean, sure, it was a roll up or whatever, but just the whole of damage control, I feel like if it continues to go this way, they're just going to be phased out. And the only thing we're going to see them for is going to be the Women's Tag Team Championships, and that's it. Because Bailey completely separated with the title, and you have Io Sky losing matches like this, which isn't 100% shocking just because she was facing Lyra Valkyria, a woman who beat Becky Lynch back in the day for the NXT Women's Championship when Becky Lynch actually steamrolled over Tiffany. So, for some reason, they loved her, Lyra, in NXT, and they definitely love her in the main roster. And I can see why. She's decent in the ring. I think she can pretty much hang there with anybody. And uh, she's better than most of the people as well. And I also think she does have a bit of a heart and a bit of a passion when he talks on the microphone. The problem is, she's just like a generic women's wrestler right now. Like, I'm so happy to be here. Oh, yes, I want to win. Okay, cool, but we need that edge. We need that something that makes you different. Whether it's being crazy, a Karen like Chelsea Green, being timeless like Tony Storm. We need that one thing to put her over the edge. Will she be able to get that? I don't know, but she does seem to be going for that crown, Queen's crown. And man, if we'll talk about it, I think, towards the end. But like, I think she might win the whole darn thing, depending on who she faces.
Fair enough. Kenny, let me hear your thoughts, man.
Carol, that was just beautiful. What else do you want me to say? I completely agree with him. Now, this is the first time I've actually seen Lyra Valkyria. I know she's been on Raw before, but like he said, for me, she just comes off as kind of like generic, like one of the other girls. Like she doesn't really have anything that stands out to me. And I was surprised that she beat Io Sky in this match because Io Sky is the former WWE Women's Champion. So they're kind of knocking her down a few pegs. And like Kiro said again, they're knocking damage control down a few pegs because we saw the other girls lose their match tonight as well. So I don't know what's going on. Obviously, they're cold on damage control after they had such a long run. But I mean, this was a good match. Io got busted up in the match. We saw her nose bleeding. So yeah, good performance by Lyra Valkyrie, but again, just not anything that really won me over. Now, before we get to the second part and talk about what this means and where she's going, Brian, you're familiar with her work in NXT too, right? Because I
Yeah.
didn't even see the Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton stuff.
So I watched her a little bit in NXT whenever I'm able to catch it, and she did beat Becky Lynch for the title, which I knew that they had something invested in her because you don't just give that win to anybody
Yeah,
clean.
that's a
First
big
off,
win.
so that's the one thing that with her that I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I think that she's really good. I do agree with you guys. We got to see a little bit more in terms of character and promo wise. I just feel that she really hasn't been given uh too much of a chance because of this tournament going on. So I think we're really going to start seeing more of that side really soon once this tournament is over. But the push that she is getting right now is like pretty insane. You can argue that it's probably the biggest push a call up has gotten, in this
Yeah,
draft because we've
right.
seen some guys get the nice spots with the Hall of Famers like Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker today getting a nice spot, looking crazy and everything. But she's taken the women's division by storm, which is really, really interesting on how they're just giving it to her. So I'm sure that, she has something that we haven't seen yet that WWE knows she got that they're doing this for her.
Yeah.
And they said something of it. Liv Morgan, she got sucker punched by her Every single time she wins, she goes and says like, "Hey, Becky, how you doing?" They're building up something over there. It is likely that at the end of the day, she might be the one to take the title from Becky, or even if she doesn't take the title from her, there might be a match right there. Oh, we're both from Ireland, but there's not enough room for the two of us, so something like that might happen. And maybe she will beat Becky and Becky will move on to SmackDown. They could do something cool like that. They are setting up a whole lot. Like you said, Brian, yeah, we did have some cool debuts and those, like Carmelo Hayes has got to do some cool stuff, but we don't know what the future holds for him right now. Even for Braun Breaker, now they are setting him up for something cool, it seems like, but we still don't know. Long term, Lyra just seems to have it all. And honestly, she is, yeah, looks like she's going to be the biggest breakout. Like we're talking about Braun Breaker and everyone. I think she might just sneak past all of them, and by the end of the year, we're like, "Holy hell, what happened?"
Yeah.
How is she? This crazy right now.
Yeah. So she does seem like she's going to be a breakout because it looks like they really do believe in her. But we got to look at the women on SmackDown because while she's coming up, we got some big names and some big established names on SmackDown heading into the main event to see who goes against her at the Queen of the Ring, King of the Ring, whatever you want to call it. We got Nia Jax and we got Bianca Belair. Now,
What do you
y'all
think?
see her pinning one of these women?
Nia Jax, yes. I mean, come on. When is the last time Nia Jax won a big match?
Okay, fair
You're
enough.
right. You're right. But you think Nia Jax definitely gets through Bianca Belair?
Hold on, actually. I think so because here's the thing: Lyra Valkyria is. I hope I'm saying her Valkyrie. I think her name is
She's a
said
bird,
probably
I
like
guess.
that.
That's her whole
Yeah,
thing. So, yeah.
like she looks like Yennefer from The Witcher. She should do a gimmick like that. There you go. Like anything. Maybe be a little bit of a witch. Don't get me wrong, YouTube. Okay, I don't want that yellow dollar. Look, I think because she's a face, she has to face a heel at the pay-per-view. So that automatically puts Nia Jax over Bianca Belair for me. And the fact that they are, I guess, still teasing this knee injury, I think that's their way out. I know it's simple. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I feel like that's just the way it is. But at the same time, this is the last thing I'll say before I throw it over to you, Brian. They got Liv Morgan messing with her right now. So maybe she will screw things over at the match. I don't know.
What do you think, Brian? Who do you think wins the women's match on SmackDown, and who does she go against on at the Queen of the Ring? Does she win?
Yeah, I think Lyra wins. If Nia wins, I don't really see anything higher for her. I feel like she just hit her peak against Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber, so I don't think it does her any service to win this match. So I think Lyra is gonna win this whole thing because I don't think they'll have Lyra pin Bianca, even though Bianca's obviously injured. I feel like they would let a vet like Nia pin Bianca before anything. So because at the end of the day, bro, Bianca's the golden child of the women's division. So I don't see her taking that pin against a newcomer. But Nia though, she's definitely gonna win, and Nia's the perfect person to have attacked that knee. You know what I'm saying? Lyra,
Right, yeah, true.
she's the face. She wouldn't really necessarily attack that knee. So I think Nia Jax is a lock for me, man. I would put a lot of money on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nia Jax is actually the right one to win. But listen, y'all kind of counting Nia Jax out right now because y'all got to remember The Rock is the head of the table and they are family. So The Rock, y'all know he like to call his shots. So I do think Nia Jax beats Bianca Belair and moves forward. They'll use that knee injury as the reason Nia Jax won because she's the dirty heel. And Nia Jax, I wouldn't count her out. I think it is possible she beats Lyra and she walks out with that Queen of the Ring gimmick because I think Nia can really throw it in everybody's faces and she can use that gimmick to work for her. Lyra Valkyrie, I don't know if you want her walking around with that Queen of the Ring gimmick because as we know, it's usually not good for the wrestler who has it. I think it worked for Xavier Woods, but Queen Zelina Vega just didn't work for me. Who was the queen before that? Do y'all remember?
I don't even know. But they always make him really goofy. The Queen of the Ring King. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonder
and
if
I
they're
don't
gonna
think
change it this year.
Yeah.
If they do, that's a whole different thing. But you're right, man. You're right with Nia Jax.
her coming in, I don't think they need to put that goofy gimmick on her. So
Hear
I
me
think
out.
it'll work for Nia Jax.
What'd you say?
Naya.